Hey guys, I feel like we just did a video like this, didn't we? So I do these in the morning getting ready videos because it's kind of the only time I have to do these spur of the moments. But it is Veterans Day, and I know that there are so many veterans around the country and around the world. Because remember, you don't have to be done with your service to be considered a veteran. So lots of friends, brothers and sisters in arms that I have served alongside that this day honors and remembers, that are still in. Those who have done their service and honorably and finished. And there are so many that watch this channel that have rendered their service to this country and its ideals and what it does. And there are a lot that haven't, and that's okay too. Military service is not for everybody. Honestly, it is not. And it's not something that should be forced on people. We used to do that for a while. And the truth is, the quality of, how should I say it? The quality of the military and the force really suffered when we had mandatory service, when we had a draft. The quality of the force and its ability really increased when we went to an all-volunteer force. Military service is not for everybody, but it's what makes those who do serve. And I recognize that there are a lot of people who would if they could, but for whatever reason couldn't, and respect to them. But it's what makes those who do choose the calling to serve really earn the respect and honor that some people have for them. So on Veterans Day, I want to extend I don't know if Happy Veterans Day is the right word to use, because a lot of service for a lot of veterans is not happy. It leaves you physically and mentally and emotionally with a lot of scars. But I will say a Happy Veterans Day to everyone out there who has put in their time, whether it's and again, this is a debate among a lot of veterans. Look, whether you did your 4 years, you joined just because you wanted money for college. Look, if you respect education enough that you put yourself through all that, through basic, through tech school, AIT, or whatever the other services call it, through moving around, through deploying, or even maybe not deploying, but exercises and the daily grind, if you, just because you value your education enough to go through that, hey, tip my hat to you. That's a lot to go through just to get school paid for. And you know what? You earned it. If you joined for other reasons, if you joined because you wanted to make it a career, whatever, this day, I respect and honor everybody that has put on the uniform, whatever country. Because if you don't know the whole history behind Veterans Day, it's a holiday that we celebrate in the United States of America. But if you don't know why it's on November 11th, there's a deeper meaning to it. Because prior to World War I, wars were not world wars. Wars were local, wars were regional. World War I was the first war that drew in everybody from everywhere. And, it really did affect the world. And we had World War veterans. And the armistice to end that war was signed on the 11th day of the 11th month, the 11th minute of the 11th hour, 11/11. Whoa, what? November 11th, Veterans Day? Yeah, no, but they didn't call it Veterans Day. In most of the world, today they're celebrating Armistice Day because World War I was bloody and vicious and just unreal warfare the world had never seen before. And celebrating the end of it, and the millions upon millions of casualties, was really something to celebrate. But because it involved service and warfare and manpower from around the world on a scale never seen before, that's where the concept of Veterans Day as a celebration came from. And that's why it is on November 11th, Armistice Day, the same day that the end of World War I is celebrated. So there's a little tidbit for you. And that's why we in the United States have been celebrating and honoring our veterans on that day ever since. And, we recognize all. Now, I will say this is a little bit different from Memorial Day. There's a little confusion among a lot of people, and that's okay. On Memorial Day, we remember and honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice in service of their country, those who are not with us anymore. That's why it's called Memorial Day. So we don't thank veterans on Memorial Day. We thank veterans on Veterans Day, those who are still with us, or those who have served, did their service, and retired or got out, and maybe they are not with us anymore, but they did not die in combat serving their country. That's Veterans Day. Memorial Day is specifically for those who have laid down their lives in action in combat in service of their country. A little different. Anyway, for all my brothers and sisters who have served in uniform, and I don't care what country, I don't care what action, what conflict, what war, happy Veterans Day, Armistice Day. Take a second to think about the things you've accomplished and the people that you've served alongside and the friends you've made and just the douchebags that you don't have to be around anymore, because we all have them. We're all like, boy, that guy was a douche. I'm somebody's douche. I am somebody's douchebag out there too. I think I know exactly who's too. But and take a second to thank a veteran for everything they've given us in the United States. I don't want to start a debate, but that whole freedom and stuff like that. Yeah. But anyway, thanks guys. Especially all those veterans that support and watch this channel. Today is for you. I appreciate you. We are all brothers and sisters, and let's take care of each other and check on your veterans. Make sure that they are not in need, not in crisis today. And I guess that's it. So you guys are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you, and happy Veterans Day.